I fancy myself a rebirthed wrestling fan since AEW came on the scene. I gave them a chance. Longtime former WWE fan. And I was going to wait for more chips to fall where they may regarding this whole media scrum deal and what happened afterward, the melee that went on after the all-out pay-per-view on Sunday night. And I've never been a huge fan of CM Punk. I mean, that aside, I'll tell you, him coming back on that first dance, that Friday night, and the energy and the aura, the atmosphere, everything like that, that was one of the most incredible moments in the history of wrestling, in my book. As not being a huge CM Punk fan, seeing what happened when he came back on that episode of Dynamite of Rampage, that was incredible. It was remarkable. And he brought more eyes to the company that I appreciate. So I appreciate him for that. But for this guy to come out, call other people babies, and to do what I feel is overblowing a situation immensely. And those of you who aren't following wrestling or don't understand wrestling talk, you're probably not going to be interested in this, so you probably have turned the video off already, so what do I care? What happened is 3 months ago, Adam Page was facing CM Punk in a heavyweight title match, or world title match. I guess it's not really a weight limit anymore, for the AEW world title. And he cut what was a shoot promo on CM Punk. A promo that was so bad that barely anyone was talking about it after it was done. But apparently it stuck up CM Punk's crawl so bad that it festered for 3 months on end that he still holds a grudge about it to this day. The comments were so innocuous about, I'm here to protect this company against you, CM Punk. Oh, snap! You said that about CM Punk? Oh, Adam Page, you're about to get cold cocked behind the scene for saying that, man. Now, I can understand if Adam Page said something like, CM Punk, your wife is a filthy whore. Like, okay, if he said something like that, don't worry, the kid can't understand words like that yet. If you repeat that when mommy comes home, daddy's in the doghouse. But anyway, if he said something like that, I'd be like, wow, Adam Page is probably going to get punched behind the scenes and deserves it. And then there was another interview that Adam Page was giving with a bunch of like at a wrestling school or something, and say how he doesn't take advice from the older senior wrestlers like a CM Punk or Sting and all this, and so anyways, it all comes down to how CM Punk himself saying, I don't deserve to be disrespected like that on national television. I didn't do anything to someone like Adam Page. Kid, please stop feeding the dog from the high chair. She's going to get... FAT. Anyway. So what I'm getting at is, for now, CM Punk was at this media scrum and goes off, unquestioned, goes off about Colt Cabana, and people think and I even heard the Jim Cornette podcast, they were like, oh, the AEW production was so bad that they started the media scrum without even showing the first question I was asked. No, there was no question asked. CM Punk started off unannounced by anyone else, no one else poked him, went off on Colt Cabana and everything, brought their names up first. Anyway, it's the first time I said it in this video. For those of you keeping track of every time I say anyway or anyways. Anyway, I guess that's 3 more times. So CM Punk just goes off, and to see Tony Khan have to sit there and just take it, and I'm just this is going to cause such a divide in the locker room. I was watching the media scrum and I saw all this before I heard that anything else happened, and I'm sitting there going the fact that Tony Khan is sitting there so complacent makes it look like you agree with everything that this guy is saying. Complacency is agreeance. Is agreeance a word? Or in agreement, then. And I'm like, boy, well, these other EVPs that got their name just thrown into the mud and then stomped on are going to have something to say to this, or else they're just bona fide cowards. So I'm like, wow, like Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, got to confront this guy at some point. And sure enough, it happened that very night. And now you're hearing that they threatened to walk from the company, or still very well may. And like, if your owner of the company that you're working for is sitting there in disagreement of like, yeah, just sitting there while he's calling one of your top stars an empty-headed F-head. I don't want to dare try to repeat that word. A dumb F and stuff like that. Well, you're the one that dropped it on the ground. Don't be upset. Anyway, kid's throwing Cheerios on the ground and trying to get the new dog doesn't care. For whatever reason, the other dog, I guess other dog is the black dog's name. Anyway, they didn't really name her yet. Anyways, she has no problem. He has no problem giving her a few extra pounds. Anyway, God, I keep saying that. Excuse me. I kept it a little quiet so I don't scare him. Anyway, there it is again. The point that I'm getting at here is CM Punk wants to talk about what petulant children some of these guys are that he has to work with, when he himself has no other better recourse than if someone confronts them backstage to start throwing fists, with your buddy Ace throwing chairs. And like the whole thing is like, oh, it was in defense or whatever, but from all accounts so far is that Punk started throwing blows first. And even the fact that if stuff got heated, that your resort is to be violent, then to leave. Leave. I don't care what they have to do with the belt. I don't care how many $1 million houses this guy would have brought in the future. Leave, CM Punk. Because see, the thing is, drama follows this guy around. He may be brave to speak his mind all the time and whatnot, but is it worth it to divide the locker room? Because that's the thing. AEW can survive and thrive with having the WWE be immeasurably more popular in any metric comparative to them. They can survive and thrive if they do one and two things correctly. Number one, put on a consistently entertaining product. That's it. WCW failed to do that, and they began to suck, and their audience stopped watching them. If you put on a consistently viewable product, right now they have 1 million people at least willing to watch them on a weekly basis for their Dynamite show. If they even just keep just that 1 million, they will survive and thrive and be just fine. Okay? They will never be as big as WWE if they do that, but they will survive and thrive. The number two thing that they can do is keep the locker room happy. Keeping CM Punk there will never keep the locker room happy. I don't care what kind of a megastar he is, how many people he brings and puts butts in seats, it is not worth it to divide the locker room. Even my kid agrees with that. And he just turned 1. A 1-year-old knows it's a good idea. Kid, should they get rid of CM Punk? Make a noise. Was he not making a noise? Anyway. Hey, wait, kid, say uh-oh if CM Punk should go. Say uh-oh. God, he would say that any other time. I guess CM Punk needs to stay now. You think that's funny? You think that's real funny now? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here, watch this. If I drop his cup on the ground, he'll definitely say it. Ready? Uh-oh. Yeah, CM Punk needs to go. There it is. You got your cup back now, kid. Apparently Nick or Matt, whichever one, has a black eye now. CM Punk is supposedly injured from the fracas that went down. And supposedly Kenny and the Young Bucks are threatening to leave this company. And I don't blame them. And if they keep CM Punk, if Tony Khan keeps CM Punk, I don't blame them. If they walk and they're going to be complacent to such a locker room, and Tony's going to be so complacent to a locker room divider, I'd bounce too. Do whatever. Do the indies. Go back to New Japan. Do whatever you have to do. It may never be as lucrative as it was right now in the AEW Promised Land, being an EVP there. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done with CM Punk. And honestly, if he continues to be on top, I might be done with AEW. Like, I survived giving up on WWE. I can survive giving up on AEW. If this company decides to back this guy, unless accounts come out that are completely different than what they are now, and I'm sorry, if you support AEW and CM Punk, I don't get you. I don't get you again, unless circumstances turn out to be different than what all accounts are pointing to right now. Like, I don't get you. If your tribalism to CM Punk is that strong that you're willing to support a company that continues to put him on top. Again, I don't give a crap about the match with MJF. MJF is my favorite performer in the industry right now. And it stinks that he's going to lose out on a match that he should be getting with CM Punk, because everything is built up to this. By the way, MJF returned at the end of the pay-per-view. That's lost in the shuffle now. Thanks, Punk. Put the spotlight right on you and your little temper tantrum. Talking about other kids or children, you're having a temper tantrum? My kid cries less when he doesn't get the right food. And he cries a lot when that happens. Anyway, CM Punk, he just wasn't worth it. And the whole Colt Cabana thing, and this is where Tony Khan comes into the criticism of all this. When they signed Colt Cabana, which was months before CM Punk ever came into the company, the second they announced they signed Colt Cabana, I was like, wow, that's going to really hurt their chances of ever getting CM Punk. And then CM Punk came in, and I'm like, yikes, that's going to make a little tenuous, just nervous type backstage situation. What happened? Oh, he spilled water on himself. Anyway, that time I did it intentionally. So, Tony Khan has just got such an S show going on right now. It just seems like the day that Vince McMahon left the company and ran out of town, AEW has just been going downhill in so many ways, and their product is still good. It's just the BS backstage stuff that is just like, it's not going to attract fans. Like, what did CM Punk do? How is that going to benefit the company positively in any way, shape, or form? Oh, you can't be upset because you did that time. Uh-oh. Yeah, uh-oh is right. Uh-oh. Now it's too far away for Daddy to reach now, so you're boned. Anyway. All right, listen to him say uh-oh for the last couple minutes here. But, I mean, I've said pretty much what I want to say. Anyway, CM Punk, don't care where you go, but honestly, at this point, he's got to go. And the people saying, like, this is a work and all, like, there's actual investigation going on by the police now. Like, it's legit police work that's going on, investigating and potential charges being filed against parties involved. Like, that's not part of the script, okay? So let's just get that out of our heads, that this is all, look at all the attention, look at all the people talking about AEW, oh my god, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they got, I mean, I'm interested to see what they do on Dynamite, because I want to see how they address this. I hope Tony Khan comes out and says, honestly, I was wrong to back this guy, CM Punk. He's fired. You'll never see him again in an AEW ring, and let's all move on. We're going to put this title up in a tournament. Have at ya. Maybe we'll bring Vince Russo in for a night, and he'll put it in a piñata, and whoever beats it out of the piñata first with a stick gets the title belt. That would actually happen. Anyway. How you guys feeling about AEW wrestling out there? I know WWE marks are loving this right now, and they're like, oh, great, it's miserable in AEW and whatnot. But I'm interested to see where this goes, and I'm glad I never was a fan of CM Punk, because I'm sure not going to try and pretend to be one now. Oh, boy. Go Ukraine, by the way. They're kicking butt. Yeah, counteroffensive. Great. Anyway. That is all.